In this video, I'll be talking about face masks and why they're important, why you should start paying attention to wearing them, why it's important to me, and why it is also important to you and for everyone else. Let's talk about it seriously. So, I did not invent this idea of wearing face masks either. It's not my idea. I don't like it. I prefer breathing without it. But the problem is that we can't, and we won't be able to foreseeable future. So these things, as well as protective gloves, can actually help us to kind of stop what's happening in the world, in a sense that the sooner, that's what we have to realize, the sooner we start wearing them, the sooner we will go back to normality, to go back to going out, to restaurants, to clubs, to anything like that. Having these will stop spreading the virus, and we have to be serious about this. At first, no one, including WHO, was saying that these do any good, to anything. But of course, if you think about it, from the very beginning, when we start producing them, I was convinced 100% that, of course, having something around your face obviously is going to protect you. And also, if you have got symptoms or haven't got symptoms but actually carrying the virus, you're not going to spread that to anyone else. So it kind of makes sense from the very beginning that this is the way to go. But for whatever reason, we didn't think that way back in 3-4 weeks ago. But now we are. Now the masks are getting popular in Europe. Most likely they're going to go and be popular in America soon. So why wouldn't you wear one? Like, get yourself a couple, get yourself something for your loved ones as well, and literally start wearing the masks. Because if I have a choice between wearing a mask and not get infected, and not wearing a mask and getting infected, and going through high fever and temperature, and possibly have problem with my lungs, and etc etc, why would I have that choice? Maybe I'll wear the mask for foreseeable future, let's say for 3 to 6 months, and let the virus kind of die on its own, because everyone's going to be wearing masks, and then we don't have to wear masks anymore. So why wouldn't you pay that small price of wearing masks when you're in public? It's not about wearing masks every day, all day, for 12 hours, because it's going to be uncomfortable, but have them at home in case you need them, because the last thing you want is all of a sudden trying to figure out scarves and balaclavas and things like that, when such a simple solution like a mask that you literally put on like that is 2-second job. Have 5 of them at home, pressed and washed in 60 degrees if it's a cotton like this one, and it stops you from touching your face, from your nose. It's kind of also stopping you from spitting anything on other people. It kind of makes sense. Why wouldn't one you do that? And when the time comes when we are trying to go back to normal, and we all of a sudden going to be going back to wearing our best attire, wearing our best suits, and wearing our best shirts when going out, why wouldn't you want to have maybe a bow tie like this one, which is obviously a self-tie bow tie? Why wouldn't you want one of those? And then having your face mask actually be matching this. It makes sense, especially if you're one of those guys that want to pay attention of how you look. Why wouldn't you want to have face masks in the same pattern as your bow tie? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? So this is your bow tie. I haven't actually worn a bow tie in a good few weeks. It really feels weird. And then there's your face mask. So again, similar stuff. Going over. This is a bit tighter than the previous one. But look, I've got, and obviously pulls on your ears as well. But now I've got a tighter fit, which may be actually better than the previous one. Maybe the previous one was slightly too big. And that's why we also decided to have kind of different sizes, because not one size fits all. But now you're going to look like this. So going back to the entire face mask situation, don't worry if you don't want to wear it. It's up to you, but I highly recommend it because it's a way to also signify to other people that you are social distancing, that you don't want to be touched or talked to, which obviously can help a lot of people as well when they kind of fear of this virus. Have one of them, try it on, put it on. Make sure you've got a few. I'll send some of you to the links down below. Have a look. I'm selling them at a cost, so I don't want to. The point is that I'm not want to making a profit on you guys because you've been obviously watching this and you've been supporting me for over the years. What 5, 6, 7 years since I've been doing this, and I want to give back to you. So, 100%. They're at cost, so make sure you grab one of those. Make sure when you're going to be placing the orders, also kind of send me a picture of you or something so I can see how big is your face, because obviously they come in different sizes. So for instance, this size, you can see it starts here, finishes here, so that one is going to be slightly smaller, right? So if I go over that one, that's going to even pull more on my ears, right? It's going to be tight fit, but look at the ears; they straight away kind of pointing. And if you want, and if you wish so, I can obviously supply also a bow tie with them, also at a sort of cheap price. This time of, this sort of pandemic time is not the time for me or you or anyone else to actually be making it and screwing everyone over, because that's not who I am. That's not how I run my business. So me and my seamstress made around 500 of those. Half of it already is been donated and sent to my customers. So my customers had a priority. So stuff has already been sent to them. I mean, I've got this one as well, a slightly smaller one, but I have a bow tie in this as well to match. But you can see how tight it fits. One thing about these face masks that no one knows is that inside there you can see they have got this little pocket. So you can actually put some extra filtering if you want. So if you want to have an extra tissue and a HEPA filter, anything like that, that you kind of even more worried about it, two sort of cotton plies that are here, because obviously there are two separate cottons that we made our this mask from. They obviously, you can see it's going to protect you enough, but there is also that pocket there. If you want to have an extra protection, you can do that. I will also link below an article that actually tells you about DIY masks and why they are good enough in this day and age, and what you should be start paying attention to, and why there are something you should start looking into when going out, and what can they do to actually stop virus from spreading, especially in the US. But in Europe, we are the same. We are screwed if we're not going to start wearing them and be really serious about this. This virus is going to affect us even for 3 or 4 months more than it should, because I think if we pull all of this in the one direction, all of us in one direction, I think we're gonna probably achieve this solution fairly easy. So 2 things I'm going to link down below in the comments and in the description of this video. One is going to be a link to my shop where you can buy at a cost masks and bow ties kind of collection. So that's going to be the first thing. And second thing, I'm gonna take a few pictures of them. I'm not going to take many. I've got 300 masks here. I'm not going to list them all, but just so you've got an idea of how this bow tie and a mask combo can look like. Also going to have a product there that kind of allows you to buy 3 or 4 masks at a time, so kind of pack of 4, so you don't have to worry about it. Once you buy it, you're going to have it for foreseeable future. I'm also going to link down below the article that I found that it's pretty useful about DIY masks and why they're important, why you should start paying attention to them as well. Let me know if you've got any concerns. Let me know if you want to know anything more about the masks. You know, the masks are for real, gentlemen, and don't worry about if you kind of fear that they are not cool. They're super cool. And the more we see people wearing them, the more we realize that we actually are serious about this, and we want to look after others, and we want to look after ourselves. So it's time to get serious, guys and girls. Hope it makes sense. Comment below, let me know what you think, and go and visit my website for these, so you can buy them at the cost. At least you know where you're buying them from, rather than just some random place on eBay. Stay stylish, guys. Till next time.